Welcome to a special one-off edition of the Cinema Dash. As always, it's usually Deej, but nah, I'm doing it again. Here I am, doing it once again. Another one-off in the bank. Did one, they got released on our channel. Had another one in the bank, didn't go so well, but now I'm back, better than ever, doing another one. This is a great start. I have no clue what I'm doing, and this is the first one I'm doing with Deej not in the country. So, and I wanted to get this out a little earlier, but I decided that almost 2 o'clock in the morning on a night or in the morning rather, where I have work in about 7 hours is the best possible time for it. So, Deej did his last one off on Kingsman 2. I said, fuck it, I'm going to do Kingsman 1 so we can get the whole series out of the way. Yeah, other than that, I'm going back and using the old microphone that we've used in the beginning of the channel. So if it sounds a little bit like that, that's why. Deej has his Yeti, so that's why his sounds a lot better than mine. But other than that, I'm just going to get right into this. I remember seeing this movie online about a year after it came out, because a lot of people said this was really good. But I remember seeing this movie being advertised, and like I remember thinking it was like going to be one of those like Simon Pegg movies, like it's like a British made film where it's got a lot of British actors in it, and I wasn't going to find it that good. But I watched it and liked the Simon Pegg movies. I only watched 2 of them. That wasn't At World's End, but still. Those 2 movies I did watch were pretty good, and like this one, this is really, really good as well. I have the IMDb here, so I don't want to like screw up names or anything. So the basic storyline for this one is, it's Taron Egerton. I hope I pronounced that one right. He doesn't watch this. No one else does. This is great. This is fucking great, Anthony. You're doing a great job. So yeah, Taron Egerton. He's like a street kid, he's got a bad home, not really like I wouldn't say like, he's just a street kid, he gets into trouble with the law and whatnot, and his situation at home isn't that good. So early on in his life, we see in the beginning of the movie, we see his dad die in a mission with the Kingsman. And Colin Firth goes to his house, and he's like, hey, here's a medal. If you never need it, you ever have a problem, call the number on the back, and we'll fix it for you. And as he's like a little toddler, so he gives it to him because the mom doesn't want it for whatever reason. And then you go into the day where he is now for the rest of the movie, and he gets into a little bit of trouble, calls the number, and all of a sudden gets flushed into this like secret spy organization called the Kingsman, and he tries out for them and ultimately does not succeed. Someone else gets in, but still shit happens. Samuel L. Jackson's the main villain in the movie. He does a big thing. He wants to cause a mass genocide with most people on the face of the planet, which I'll get into. And and not only does he have to go back into this, but he has to prove himself to everyone in the whole thing. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a rags to riches story, but it kind of is in a way. But overall, I remember seeing it the first time, really liking it, and then I watched it again, and I forgot how much I actually did like this movie. It's really, really fun. The direction is superb. Matthew Vaughn did a nice job. I know he did the second one, and based off Deej's just fuck it, let's get it out there review. You seem to have liked it as well, and a lot of, like I said before, everyone else pretty much did. Fun movie, fun direction. Action scenes were amazing. They're amazing. They're fast paced, but like you can catch up with the action. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a slower frame rate. But like it feels like it's faster, because I feel like if it's a slower frame rate, it's kind of like slow motion. But like, I don't know. I can just keep up with it. It was very. It was like I wouldn't say like it's like shaky cam. but it's not. I was able to keep up with it, and I was I was able to like piece like, okay, this is happening there, that's happening there, blah blah blah. Um, but yeah, the story was really good. The plot and everything I very much liked. Um, the whole, it's got a weird like, hey, you know what? This isn't like, this is an actual problem, but like this isn't the best way to like solve it. You know what I mean? Like, this is gonna be me doing another existential thing on the podcast, but yeah, because Samuel L. Jackson's whole thing is like global warming and stuff. It's not good, and like humans are the ones causing that. So what if there are less humans? Which is absolutely correct, but the way he handled it is not correct by just murdering people and causing people to murder people by inserting these little like SIM cards into their necks, and which cause them to lose their minds and just beat the shit out of everyone next to them, regardless of who they are. And yeah, but other than that, everyone in this movie gives a really good performance. This is the movie where like Taron Egerton really got to start. He's been in a bunch of other movies like Sing. That's the one movie I can remember right off my in the top of my head. I have my IMDb app open, so let's actually dig into this. He was in Sing, Eddie the Eagle, a movie I just remembered because I just read it on here, and apparently he was in Legend, that movie where that's that movie with Tom Hardy plays two people. So that's cool. And that's about it since Kingsman. Just those two things. But I don't remember him. I don't ever watch either one. But yeah, Colin Firth, I said, is in this movie. I don't think that man's ever given a bad performance. Samuel L. Jackson plays a villain. Pretty much every villain he plays is great. Michael Caine's in this movie. Again, there's not a bad performance in this movie whatsoever. Mark Strong, he's like the tech guy, like kind of like just like, I don't want to say secretary to everyone in the Kingsman, but like he pretty much does everyone else's shit. He's kind of like Alfred to Batman, I would say. But he does a nice job. He usually, which is weird because he usually plays villains in movies, but this time he's playing the good guy. So that was a little weird. Mark Hamill played a small part in this movie as well. I was surprised. I forgot about him being in this movie. Sophia Boutella, I believe that's her name. She also got her start in this movie. She's exploded, I would say, into stardom since then. She was in Atomic Blonde, like we mentioned before. The Mummy, she was the Mummy. Star Trek, she was that white alien lady. Yeah, she's in a bunch of stuff, and she's gonna be a bunch more stuff. I believe like Taron Egerton. So, I really didn't like anything in terms of acting. There's a one girl who played Roxy, who I think Roxy as a character is just kind of a throwaway. Like, you really didn't need her. She served her purpose in the plot, but like, you could have fleshed her out a little bit more, but they chose not to, and I don't like that decision. So she just kind of felt plain. I think she is in the new one. I don't think she has done anything since this first movie. So yes, she has. Nothing that I am aware of. Gypsy on Netflix, which I am aware of, and The Huntsman with Chris Hemsworth. I don't remember her being in there. She's probably not top billing. Yeah, she's all the way down there. So movies I totally forgot about, and Gypsy, which I saw on Netflix. I did not watch it, but hey, I know it exists. So there's that. Things in the story. I think the story in the beginning was a little. I mentioned the story, but I think the story and plot line is fine. Kind of soft in the beginning, not too strong in the beginning, but as the movie goes on, it gets a lot stronger and better, and twists and turns and so on and so forth. Some twists and turns I totally forgot, and I was still surprised by, which is really good because I think if a movie ages like this, it probably means it's going to be remembered and rewatched in a good way. What else? The writing was pretty good. It's all like, I don't want to say it's like British, but like it's all British English, and it's very like it's more appropriate, I would say. No, not appropriate. It's more correct than American English, I would say, because we do the whole shortening of words, and we don't like say a full sentence. We would shorten things, like we would say "your" instead of "you are." and whatever. I'm pretty sure they would too. I really don't know what I'm talking about with linguistics and shit like that, but whatever. Yeah, I think that some of those wording, some of those writing was spotty here and there, but overall was still pretty good. Direction I thought was really solid. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would like to see the sequel that just came out at some point. I still haven't done that. I really should get on that. I'm not going to review it, obviously, because we already had Deej review it. But, yeah, overall, there's really not a lot bad with the movie. Some CGI was spotty. Like, some of it was more noticeable than others where it was bad. And some of it was good, and some of it was a lot, way better. One thing I really liked was when everyone's head started exploding, and this is what the SIM cards do sometimes, if told to. It makes people's heads explode because it's the SIM cards are implanted in their necks, right behind their ear. So it would blow up, but it would do like this kind of like confetti firework thing, which was pretty cool. I think this movie's PG-13. It's R. Never mind. Yeah, for an R-rated movie, they decided to go by and do that with the head explosions was weird. Was kind of weird because it felt like it would have been more appropriate for like PG-13. They still showed like gore, not a lot of it, but still like a comfortable amount of gore. So, yeah, there's just a couple. I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie. I think had I watched it back when the hype was still there for this movie, I would have said, yeah, this is a near perfect movie. But it does have its flaws, and I mentioned that most of it is very minor stuff. But yeah, overall, it's a very good movie, and I suggest that you all watch it before going to see the new one. And I would suggest you go see the new one because, hey, it may or may not be better than this one, but still, it's going to be a Kingsman movie, and everyone liked the first one. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna drop it off here. I'm gonna give this movie. I'm gonna go back to my my rating system, which I haven't done in a while. I'm gonna give it a. I would cut off 8 out of 10 of my legs and replace them with cool knives, cool sword things, and kind of just jump around and do shit with them. I would bang 8 princesses out of 10 because that happens at the end of the movie. Spoiler. Probably not. No, it's not even that big of a spoiler. I would make 8 out of 10 people's heads explode for this movie. Also, one other thing I want to mention in this movie too is just the costumes and shit and in the sets and stuff, which is I think really really cool. I think the costumes are really and like the clothes that they wore are like fucking dappers, are so fucking dapper. Only I can imagine wearing all that shit. Maybe one day, who knows? Yeah, 8 out of 10. I feel comfortable with that. Totally go out and either rent the movie, watch it with a bunch of guys. I would recommend you watch it with a bunch of friends because this movie's action sequences are really, really good as well. And I totally forgot that was even a thing. But the action sequences, yeah, really, really, really. I think some of the best actions, like the one in the church. I think if you ever talk about Kingsman, will be the one that people talk about because that whole sequence is really just amazing. It's nothing short of perfect. It is a perfect scene, I would say, in this movie. Colin Firth does an amazing job. Just with the choreography, just is amazing. I would say it's probably one of the better action sequences in this decade because it's really utilized the one-shot take really well. And I think it's kind of like that movie. I think this is really the movie where like the one-shot takes really started to come about. Like I know Atomic Blonde had the long hallway sequence. It was like it felt like 10 minutes long, but it probably was something shorter than that. But yeah, just this movie's really good. See it, 8 out of 10. Yeah. I really don't know about upcoming videos. I don't really have a schedule or anything. I have Hulu now because of the student discount thing where you get Spotify Premium, hashtag not sponsored, but still. Um, so maybe we'll visit a couple of movies on there one day. Um, and maybe one day I can do maybe I'll revisit the movies I saw on the plane to Italy because I still said I would like to do those. And there are a couple of movies that I really liked on there. So yeah, figure we'll do that. And yeah, pretty much wraps up the whole movie review. I'm Gabbs. Yeah, I think I did a pretty gnarly job with this one. Leave a comment down below if you agree. Like this video if you disagree. Either way, tell your friends. Yeah, I don't know how to close this. So, here's me drinking a bottle of water. Some good H2O. Yeah, see, do I have a text? Yeah, I have a couple texts here I can read or just look at. Yeah, I think I'm good here, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, bye.